right. Well, we have some light heavyweight action coming this December 5th, and Anthony Yarde taking on Lyndon Arthur for the Commonwealth light heavyweight title. Now, this is definitely a step up for Yarde, something that he's definitely needed in his career. The only step up he's really had with learning on the job is that world title fight against Sergey Kovalev. And yes, he was knocked out by a jab in the 11th round, and he has gotten stick for that. And I've been one of the ones that have been giving it to him. Not too hard, because he has, again, been learning on the job, and he's been doing perfectly fine for as much experience as he's been given. Actually, he's done more than fine, and he has impressed me. I am by no means a Yarde hater. I actually think that this guy has some talent. And Lyndon Arthur, he's went up the traditional way, not learning on the job. Well, as traditional as you can get. It's not like he has 758,000 amateur fights, but you get what I mean. He's come up through the ranks, the proper ranks, the Commonwealth title he holds. He didn't just get springboarded to a world title fight or cherry-picked to a world title fight like Anthony Yarde was, and that was a cherry pick for Sergey Kovalev. He knew what he was doing. He took the least resistance, somebody who was new, who was green, who wasn't in his own backyard, everything like that, and he took advantage. Now, this will work in Anthony Yarde's favor. Anthony Yarde has that big moment in him. He's been on the big stage, the world title fight. Lyndon Arthur hasn't. Now, I know Lyndon Arthur has gone up through, again, the proper ranks, but let me just break it down this way. They share a similar opponent in Dex Spellman. Dex Spellman, who is a good enough fighter. He's not elite, and he's about English level or a little bit below, but I think he's got a rub from these two past fights, and they have been against Lyndon Arthur first off, and then Anthony Yarde about 6 weeks later. Not too much. But Lyndon Arthur in that fight, Lyndon Arthur dominated with the jab, solid combos and movement, but he had stamina issues having to drop the weight due to the pandemic, and he got distracted, which led to a bunch of shots getting in from Spellman. Spellman looked good. And again, this Spellman's no household name, but maybe, excuse me, maybe he will be. Now, against Anthony Yarde was a little bit slower. He showed a lot more rust, and he felt out, picked his shots, got in range, and then started dropping bombs. And the ref saved Spellman in a TKO win in the 6th round for Anthony Yarde, while Lyndon Arthur went the complete way with Spellman in a 12-round unanimous decision. Now, both Spellman and Yarde did beat the fuck. Both Arthur and Yarde beat the fuck out of Spellman, but Spellman is one tough cookie. He's never been knocked out, and the first KO or TKO was for Yarde to have, or Yarde took his cherry, his KO cherry. And say what you want, yes, Spellman was up and coherent, but Spellman was also getting the fuck knocked out of him, and I do think that the ref stepped in when he should have and stopped it. Now, Arthur has great movement, moves around, and he has a good jab and a 1-2-1-3 if his uppercut is the 3, or if it's just a 1-2-1 uppercut. He has these great combos that he does, but he likes to stay on the ropes, a little move back, a little lackadaisical. He's very much in the same vein, not talent-wise, he could be, who knows, but very much in the same vein as Comfort in the ring as James Toney, but I was also thinking of Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather mixed with Sweet Pea. And Sweet Pea was the one who I was forgetting. Shame on me for getting Sweet Pea. I got so many names in my head. If it's fucking actors, contracts, all this other shit. I got so many fucking things going on. But anyways, Sweet Pea, James Toney, Muhammad Ali, when you're in the ring, they're so comfortable and you can see it. They're very lackadaisical. You're in their house and they're moving around. And that can sometimes cause you to lose. I mean, not all the fighters are perfect yet. Floyd Mayweather, perfect record, but let's throw him out of that list and everybody else lost. But Lyndon Arthur has that lackadaisical attitude where I've seen him. He's dropped his guard and looked down at the ring just to see where his feet are. Maybe something touched his foot, like one of those stands or whatever with the product placement on it, and he looks down. Anthony Yarde, he can snap and capitalize on that with those hooks or an uppercut of his own. Anthony Yarde really likes to be inside, even though he likes to keep his distance when he doesn't know what you're all about, because he doesn't do sparring or a lot of sparring. I don't think he does any sparring, which they need to change that, get him in there so it doesn't take him a round or 5 just to figure out one game plan of the opponent. It would be really nice if you maybe had a James Toney day, just sparring, getting that work in. But where Lyndon Arthur is very lackadaisical, Anthony Yarde can capitalize on that. But here's the thing: Lyndon Arthur can keep Anthony Yarde at bay. Now, people can say that Lyndon Arthur hasn't had his chin tested, and I can show you about 3 or 4 fights, or more than that, because everybody gets hit, of where he's been hit flush and he's just eating it. So, can he eat Anthony Yarde's power? I think not. Now, everybody's wanting a KO in about, some do say, the smarter people do say the later rounds, but I honestly think, I was going to say 11th round KO. It would be like the Kovalev thing, kind of a happenstance, a similarity of where it was just, Yarde now won a title in the 11th round. But I think it'll be a decision. It may not be unanimous, but I'm going to say unanimous decision for Yarde, with Lyndon Arthur just hanging on towards the end, because Arthur's stamina has been really bad as of late, and really noticeable as of late, shall I say. And I think with the bigger frame, now they have Anthony Yarde at 6 foot. I don't know if he's really all that 6 foot, and same could be said about Lyndon Arthur, 6'2", but Lyndon Arthur is the taller fighter, and I do think he would be better at that cruiserweight limit. So whether, if I'm going to again say this again, Anthony Yarde by decision, but if Lyndon Arthur loses, which I just, said Anthony Yarde winning by decision. If Lyndon Arthur loses, don't be surprised to see him as an active name fighting as a cruiserweight and doing some good damage. Maybe he's outgrown this weight, and Anthony Yarde, who some people say has outgrown the weight with how big his muscles are, I just think he's a big, bulky dude. But if Lyndon Arthur loses, I think he should go to the cruiserweight division. And if he wins, I think he should look at the cruiserweight division. I do think, from what it seems, he's weight draining himself to make this 175-pound weight limit. And I think that's doing him harm, and could show up, and will show up, and this is my reasoning, will show up in this fight. So again, I have Anthony Yarde by decision, whipping his ass towards the end, but I just don't know if Anthony Yarde will knock out Lyndon Arthur. I won't be surprised if he does, but I'm just giving it to Anthony Yarde like a lot of other people, but I'm definitely not counting out Lyndon Arthur. I just think that this 175-pound weight limit is kind of getting to him now, as he should have moved on, like Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew spent a little bit too much time as a light heavyweight, and when he went to cruiserweight, he only had a cup of coffee there, won a title, defended it, and then left, and then got his ass whipped by Usyk. So anyways, what I'm saying is, hopefully Lyndon Arthur can have a more successful career as a cruiserweight than a dying to make weight light heavyweight. That's where I'm getting at. So again, Anthony Yarde by unanimous decision. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe, all that other shit, because YouTube and all the other fucking bullshit. Whatever, do what you want to do. I don't really give a shit. Have a nice day, everybody. Later.